One of the most complex, confusing, in fact mind-blowing questions is, does God exist? Let's look at it from the point of the words. It's a question into something other than what is here existing. And the name God is what the name we give it. Now, the reason it's mind-blowing is because whatever God is, through centuries of experiences of God, not by this one personally, but by many, many revelational encounters with what we give this name God to. We have created a kind of a thought that if we take all these experiences together from over many, many centuries, we may come up with something pretty accurate. If you if you see a deer staring at you in front of you in the field, and someone asks you to describe this deer exactly, even with a camera which can only take the front, even with the deer allowing you to walk around and video, where things will change, no one can describe that deer accurately, exactly, precisely as what it is in truth. So to make a description, to make an idea or a thought that this God could be of this quality, this substance, this makeup, but it can also be of this, and put all these thises together, we can get that. But those that encounter their own experience of this, what we again call God, know that God exists. But those that encounter it know it doesn't exist as the name God, doesn't exist as any imagined mind concept, because it blows the mind. So we spend all our lives trying to find something that even if we found it, we wouldn't be able to exactly say that's God, exactly have a permanent image, a permanent fixture, a permanent stable alwaysness, because like everything else, God, whatever it is, has to change. If it exists, it has to change. If it doesn't exist, no point looking, no point seeking. But life has been granted to us to say that whatever you see, whatever you perceive, whatever you smell, touch, and taste will never ever be the same in 2 seconds. Right now, this body can stand still, like the teacher says to the children in class, let's play statues. One moment you're still, next moment you're moving. Well, that's not true, because right now the molecules, the blood, is changing, breaking up, building. The wind is not flowing in the same absolute but exact direction for 2 seconds. This is what life is. So if God exists as change. But to this personal speaker, God exists because of the experience. But can one say it exists? No. Accurately? No, not really. Well, what happened? Well, yes, no. Yes, no. Have you noticed in our day that technology and devices and how we build things and how we have made cash into cards and then cards into sounds and then sounds into in such a short space of time. The technology is changing incredibly fast. Everything is being created to an even better degree in such a short time. Yet, religion, if you are part of a religion, I don't know what faith is, Hindu, Catholic, Christian faith, that religion tries to maintain a permanence of this God. We're going to pray for God. We don't know what we're praying for. We know it exists, but it's not changing because the word God always remains the same. Words change, meanings change, but in each religion, Brahman is Brahman, absolute is absolute, Vishnu is Vishnu, God is God, Atman is Atman. They don't accept change in religion. So we have religion at one end with no change, and we have this technology that is absolutely too quick change. Somewhere in between is natural change. This is natural God. The stable God is not natural. That incredibly fast moving without thinking, without wondering, tasting the quality of what we're doing because we haven't got time to try it out. We've created it, we've invented it. It's great, but we have to move on because we're going to improve it. Change. We are always looking for something. Does God exist? A better question is, does the questioner exist? The one that questions God, does that one exist? Does the question exist? What is existence? Who am I? Once you find that true self, that original you, that empty self, that incredibly pure, tranquil consciousness that you are, no more searching. You have your own idea of what God is, and you cannot share it because the mind cannot come to terms with it. Because like any speaker, if this speaker was to speak about God and trying to articulately exactify it every day, you'll see that by the first day and the 9th day, God had completely changed. So is God change? If God is change, what can pinpoint it? What can locate it? If the universe is changing, what can point where the universe begins and where the universe ends? Basically, all is the universe. So if God is the same as the universe, or even more infinite than the universe, what can locate God? What can find a beginning and an end to this God? Experience yourself. And through this experience, you will experience an encounter. You can't say it's God because the mind doesn't have a clue what you're experiencing, because the mind has been blown. And when the mind opens its eyes, shakes itself, dusts itself down, what does it see? An inexplainable, unknowable, incredible, magical, mystical sensation, experiential moment that makes the rest of your life look trivial. But we only have the rest of our life. We only have this life. That moment is just a moment to waken you up and say, okay, there it is, now go. Let's make good of this incredible life that you are. Let's make good of this body that you are. Let's make good of this mind that you have. And let's be simple. Let's accept change. Let's be change. Don't try and create change that complicates your world and others' worlds, and don't try and still and stifle change. Then you'll see that God is free. God is the freedom, the consciousness. That what creates all this, that stabilizes this but keeps it moving. That essence of life, that I am-ness, that here-ness, that is-ness, that consciousness, that blissfulness, that lovingness, that kindness, that always-ness, that what is. Thank you. Namaste Om.